How's it going, ladies and Bruces? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome back to No One Has to Die. Let's head down the right-hand side of the tree, shall we? Probably be the last episode. We'll wrap it all up here. Let's get in, shall we? We can skip straight to the murdering people bit. This time we have to save this guy? Should be interesting. The one who supposedly started the fire, although we know he didn't. Ah, shit. That's the wrong one. Restart. Oh no, we're saving him, killing him. Sorry. I remember now. I know what I'm doing. I mean, kind of. I kind of know what I'm doing. Poor Steve. The fire has been contained. Casualties, Steve. Why? Why save me? My thoughts exactly. Why'd you leave Steve to die? I can only save one of them, and Troy knew the security code. He's the reason I can save anyone. We need to know what else he knows. Ah, now we're thinking. I'm not going to do anything to save anyone from here on in. Tell me now, how do you know the security code? Visitor, check the bodies of those two security guards. This better not be a trick. Just do it. Fine. Well, that explains that. What'd you find? One of the guards was holding a blue file with the security code. Troy told us before written in it. There were? A blue file? Those contain the security codes. Each one allows you to lock another fire door. I found the code when I killed them. I thought I'd give you a fighting chance, so I told you the code. You're welcome. Why'd you do this? Instead of asking all these questions, why don't you look for a way out? The main room's completely blocked by rubble, that's why. There should be a staircase in the room near both of you. Oh, you're right. I'm heading up now. Fine, me too. So, while we're here, Lionel, could you tell me what the hell it is that this company is set up to do? Don't waste your breath, he's not going to tell you anything. Well, maybe you'd like to explain then. There's nothing to explain. That's a lie and you know it. You both work here. Shouldn't you know what the company does? You'd think. The company mostly buys and sells things in bulk, but there's something dark going on underneath all that. Like what? Beginning scan, floor B2. Candidates. Christina, Troy. Huh? Don't worry just yet. Then why would you say anything? Christina, that's a nice name. It's your mother's, correct? What? How could you know that? Answer me. Tell me right now. God damn it. Christina and Troy. How could you know that? How could you know the code? How could you know one of us is gonna die? I told you I lit the fire. I'm behind all of this. I know everything. No, the answer's not good enough. Can we do this later? There is no later. Tell me now. I'm not telling anyone anything. Just let me die. Okay, I'm gonna have to save him. You know, I have to. We gotta save him. I'm just curious. Let Christina die. I need to know what this Troy guy's all about. The fire has been contained. Casualties. Christina. Not again. You don't sound too happy for someone who's lucky to be alive. Visitor, tell me, what would it take you to get you to kill me? You can't ask someone something like that. You're mad. I've killed all these people. Of course I'm goddamn mad. You're going to have to choose between saving me or Lionel soon. Promise me you'll save Lionel. But how do you know that? It doesn't matter. All that matters is that I'm a monster and I don't deserve to live. It does matter. Of course it matters. I want to know too. Tell me why you did this. There's not enough time. Besides, you won't believe me. You'll never believe me until it's too late. What the hell is that supposed to mean? One casualty unavoidable? Lionel and Troy. It doesn't matter. Just save Lionel. I must concur. Please spare me. Shut up. I want to know what's going on. If I give you answers, will you let me die? If you save me, I'll tell you things Troy doesn't know. I'll tell you what we really do here. Troy, tell me. Then you can die. Okay, but I have to be quick. The truth is, I've been here before. What's that supposed to mean? Sorry, Troy. You live. I just need to know what happens when Troy lives all the way to the end. So that's how it goes, is it? I don't know how much longer I can do this. What are you talking about? What were you saying before the chat cut out? And while we're at it, how do you know everything? And why did you light the fire? There's nothing I can do now. I might as well tell you what I know. Yes. First things first, the reason I lit the fire... I didn't. What? That makes no sense. I don't know who really did it though. I don't know who killed the security guards either. While we're at it, I have no idea what they do at this company. You're full of crap. How'd you know all that stuff then? How'd you know the security code? You're probably not going to believe this. No, I know you're not going to believe this. I knew the security code because I heard you read it out loud. You know that makes no sense. You told me it before I even ever read it. This time I did. This time? What the hell do you mean this time? I've been here before. I've been here 5 times before. The first time I was in my office doing my work, when suddenly the fire alarms went off. I went on the chat to find out what was happening, and Lionel explained that you would need the security code to save anyone. We all scrambled around looking for a blue file before you finally found one. That's when I found the code. Then you had to make decisions. Steve died, Christina died, Lionel died. I was the only one left. I had to keep going. I found a room called the Tempest entrance. I went inside and there was a bright light and suddenly... Oh, you won't believe this, but... Suddenly I was back before the fire, sitting in my office. What? I don't know how, but I travelled through time. I was so glad to hear you all alive, but none of you remembered what had happened. You all thought I was insane. But just like this time, because I knew the code, you thought I could save everyone. So once again, Steve died, then Christina, then Lionel. I got to the end, and back to the Tempest entrance, and it happened again. And again. And again. 5 times it's happened. It's a lot to take in. I'm not sure I believe you. If that's true, why'd you say you were the arsonist? Because I just want to die. 5 times now I've watched them all die just so I can live. And for what? So I can go back and watch them die again? I wanted you to think I was evil. Who would save a murderer over an innocent life? Me, apparently. None of my plans to save the others have worked. Not one. I'm just tired. So now what? I've checked everywhere. All the doors are locked, just like last time. I have no choice but to go back to the start. But you don't have to. The fire's contained now. If you just wait there, someone will come and find you. No, I can't let the loop end. I can't let the loop end until someone else survives. I've been through too much. I'm ready to die. Whoever makes it out of this building should want to live. But if you go back, what happens to me? What happens to this world once you go? I have no idea. Does that mean there are now 5 worlds out there? In space or time or wherever? Where you've just disappeared and everyone else is dead? When you put it like that, I guess you're right. And how's that possible? My guess is as good as yours. I'm outside the Tempest entrance now. This is it. I guess so. I'll see you again soon, just... you won't see me. I still can't wrap my head around all this. Goodbye. Goodbye. Troy ending. Interesting. So it's the Phoenix? That gives us the time travel? We'll do this one first, and then we'll, because this is probably the true end. I don't know. So here we have to save Christina by the look of it. Let's jump back in. This is going to be the bad end. Hit the switch. And we're done. Because this one only has one more step. Well, I guess he finally got what he wanted. Good, that man was a maniac. He cost my company millions already. And he killed like 4 people. It'll be 6 if you don't get out of here soon. Alright, I found the stairs. Me too. I didn't mean to be so callous before, it's just... this will severely impact our operations. Don't you think that might have been the point? What do you mean by that? Troy probably wanted to stop Phoenix from doing whatever messed up things you do here. Suppose that makes sense. No, impossible. Our business here is strictly confidential. Does that sound like a slip of the tongue to you, visitor? 2 casualties unavoidable. No. So neither of us are gonna live? I'm afraid not. I guess that's fairest, isn't it? What? Well, why would we deserve to live when Steve and Troy had to die? Because Troy was a murderer. What about Steve? Well, either way, goodbye. 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 There's nothing I can do. Yeah, I'll push her into the fire faster. Bad end. Alright, good. We knew that was going to happen. So either the next one is the true end, or the next one will unlock the true end. One or the other. This time we need to save Lionel. Which isn't going to feel nice. I don't really want to save Lionel. Because he's a butt munch. Lock that, hit that. The water should put out the fire, right? Turn the water off. Okay, all good. That was easy enough. We got the hang of this puzzle pretty quick. It started off pretty complicated, but we got it. Ah, excellent. You made the right decision. I'm not so sure there was a right decision. Now, you made a promise. Very well. A deal's a deal. What do you want to know? I want to know what Christina was talking about. What's going on in this company? Christina herself has no idea what we do here. She was right about one thing, though. Here at Phoenix Corporation, we buy and sell large stocks of cheap products just to keep the books looking busy. It's a front. Our truest interest here is time travel. Time travel? That is indeed what I said. And you expect me to believe that? I don't care what you believe. You asked for the truth and here it is. Now, if you'll let me continue. We in fact have a fully functional time machine in this facility, but the time machine we have constructed doesn't quite work like the ones you might see in the movies. As in, it does nothing because time travel isn't real? If you're not going to listen, I don't see why you bothered saving me. No, our time travel doesn't affect physical objects. Well, that doesn't sound very useful. What can it do? It can carry a person's consciousness through time. Like, Virtue's Last Reward. Consciousness? Their thoughts, their personality, their likes and dislikes, their experiences and their memories. Our machine can carry those things through time. You know, I don't believe a word of this. It's your own loss. So if I was to hop on this machine and go an hour in the future, what would actually happen? Your consciousness would leave the body, and effectively you would die. Die? At first, and after an hour your consciousness would re-enter your body, and you'd come back to life, not even realizing an hour had passed. That's impossible. We've done it successfully. People, birds, dogs, anything with a brain can travel in our machine. What use is that sort of time travel? Your body would start to decompose if you went forward more than a few hours. That's true. We're still experimenting with methods of preserving the body that would allow the consciousness to later re-enter it. Currently freezing seems promising, but that's not where our true interest lies. If a person travels forward through time, they can visit distant eras and the like, but they can still only live for the 80 years their body dictates. But what if one was to travel backwards? You mean back to when they were younger? Exactly. They would retain their memories and experiences gained over time, but they would have a younger body. Unless they were in an accident and died instantly, they could live forever. Whoa, whoa. Yes, with our machine, no one has to die. That's why it's called that. I was gonna say, people are dying. That would be huge, but does it work? We believe so. What's that supposed to mean? Our tests travelling forward have gone exactly to plan. However, in our tests, things didn't work quite so well going backwards. What happened? Our human test subjects entered the machine, we activated it, her consciousness left her body and unfortunately it never came back. She died, Christina's mum. That's terrible. What went wrong? We've dedicated every resource we have available to discovering the cause of this problem. And you haven't worked it out. We think the machine may have worked. What? How can you say that when someone died? That Christina is her mum. It's an incredibly complicated concept, but I'll explain it to you. First though, you have to do something for me. I've entered the code to unlock access to the rooms on the ground floor. I'm in the Tempest room. Come meet me here. But why? Why can't you tell me now? Lionel, where'd you go? I guess I got no choice now. I have to go find you. The end is near. The final timeline has appeared. That's what I expected. That's what I expected. Alright. Let's go into it. The Phoenix Corporation headquarters security has been compromised. All personnel evacuate immediately. Tempest engaged. Security room locked. Emergency services contacted. ETA 3 hours 17 minutes. Visitor is logged on to the Phoenix Corporation communications network. Lionel, what the hell is going on here? I went into the Tempest room like you told me to, and now I'm back here in the control room. Wait. Christina is logged on. What? How'd I end up here? Steve is logged on. Chris, you're alive. I knew you were alive. Steve, I thought you were dead. Me? Troy is logged on. You guys, you remember, you finally remember. Troy? This is all part of some trick of yours, isn't it? No, I have no idea what's going on. You think I'm gonna believe that after you lit this fire? I didn't light the fire. You don't just get to change the story now. Stevie's telling the truth. What do you mean? Lionel is logged on. Amazing, I knew this would happen sometime somewhere, but I never thought I'd be the one to witness it. You know what's going on here? Yes, but for now, there are more pressing matters. Does anyone have one of the security codes? I already told you, mine's RFTS. But did anyone find any new ones? Oh, I found a blue file that said IRHH. In it. I found one that said SOEE. Perfect. Visitor, I confess that just before I cut out last time I spoke, I found a file containing the code EMAS. I don't know if I need to write them down, but I'm going to anyway. Now quickly, enter all the codes. Alright. Security code confirmed. Security system online. Beginning scan. 4 codes received. Full access granted. Full access? You can now lock 4 fire doors at a time instead of just 1. Lionel, tell us what the hell's going on here already. Why is everyone alive again? There's no way I would have enough time to explain that for now. No casualties expected. No one has to die. Yes, now we have the security codes. We're all safe. Let's get out of here then. Alright, so all we have to do is lock everything down. Like that, and done. The fire has been contained. Fantastic, we're still alive. Great, but you still owe us an explanation. How's everybody alive again? How'd I end up back here when the fire... where I was when the fire started? Why aren't these rooms fire damaged anymore? Visitor, do you remember what I told you before? Yeah, you invented a time machine. Impossible. Well, it's a bit different to a time machine, I guess. It carries your thoughts and memories through time instead of your body. Correct so far. It works going forward, but going backwards... you killed someone. They never returned to their body. That's the story as I told it. The person you murdered was my mother, asshole. What, your mother died of a brain tumor? You told me so. That was a lie. Lionel killed my mother to test some impossible time travel bullshit. So I lit the fire. I lit it to kill Lionel, to wreck his corporation before they ruined any more lives. Chris, I don't believe it. I had suspected as much. Christina, your mother is not dead. What do you mean by that? I've seen her body. You took her brain. On this one I can just lock all the doors and we should be fine, right? We can just let the fire run rampant where it can. Easy. Lionel. Answers. Your mother is not dead. This is going to be hard to explain. When we sent your mother back in time, she never returned to her body. However, there was not a single fault in our logic. The machine was designed perfectly. The machine is what's in the Tempest room, right? Correct. Anyway, we conducted many experiments, and eventually came to one fascinating conclusion. When our subject had travelled forward through time, the future was not set, and so time travel would bend to accommodate our time traveller. That is, the consciousness travelling through time would remain in its own timeline. But when travelling backward, things are not so simple. The consciousness would become lost in the mess that is time-space. It would find a host, one which owned the consciousness, and one which existed at the time it had been sent back to. But it would not always find its host in its own universe. You've lost me. Our research would suggest that there are nearly infinite amounts of universes, each one nearly identical, with only minute differences between them. So when Christina's mother travelled backwards through time, she was not alone. Trillions of her, or maybe even more, travelled too. They would land randomly into different timelines. Some would land in the same timeline, and one consciousness would override the other. In some timelines, no one would ever know about that Christina's mother had left, or that the consciousness that returned to her body wasn't from her universe. A few rare consciousnesses would land back where they began, in their own universe. But many timelines were left like here, in this universe, where Christina's mother's consciousness left this world, but no other consciousness returned to fill her body. Because of this, the body remained empty and Christina's mother was effectively dead. but her consciousness lives on in another time, another universe. I'm not buying a word of this. But it explains everything. This is why everything kept happening over and over again. This is why we're all here. Yes. It took me a while to figure it out. We have all been brought here by the Tempest Machine. Visitor, you remember a time in which he let everyone die apart from yourself? Apart from myself, sorry, correct? Yeah, and then he gave me access to the Tempest Room. Well, each one of these people remembers a different reality, one where they were the only survivor of the fire. That's right. I had to wait and do nothing while Chris died. I had to wait and do nothing as all of you died, time and time again. At the end of each of these realities, the survivor entered the Tempest Machine, which had its clock set to the beginning of the disaster as a security measure. When each of us entered the machine, we were randomly shot into another universe. Some of us would have ended up back where we started, and no one else would remember what had just taken place. But there would be a few universes like this, where by chance all of us came from 5 different universes into one. And that's how we're all here together now, with memories of different futures. Well, but the chances of that happening would be practically 0. Actually, with as many universes as there are, it was incredibly likely. There are probably hundreds of universes in which the same thing has happened as is happening here. Nothing about this seems incredibly likely, but it's the truth. Alright, here we go. Lock. Lock. Walter. Move. Lock. Go. Water off. Cool. Piece of cake. Fire has been contained. Hey, guys. All your paths meet up here, right? They do? I suppose they must. Soon we'll be able to talk in person. I can't wait to see you again, Chris. I'm so glad you're safe. I can't either, Steve. I can't believe you're alive. You're both alive. Well, hurry up then. I'm already there. Okay, coming through now. I can see you. I'm in. Me too. Hey, has anyone unlocked the door for me so I can come down too? Hello? Anyone? Guys, stop talking in person for a second and look at your messages, damn it. Typical. Now what do I do? Visitor? Christina, can you ask Lionel to open the door for me? No, sorry, I don't think I have the chance to. Is something wrong? Where are you? I stepped out for a moment. I'm at the Tempest Machine. I haven't been entirely upfront with all of you. What do you mean? I've been here before. Weren't you listening to Lionel? We've all been here before. No, I've been here before. To a timeline just like this one, where we all managed to survive. Except things went a little differently that time. For instance, I asked Lionel where the controls for the Tempest Machine were. He told me they were on floor B2, in my section of the building. Later he explained that the machine can't send consciousnesses back before the first time it was turned on, which was when my mother was sent back through time. So I thought I'd give things another try, and I hopped back in the Tempest Machine. Don't tell me. This time, while we were on floor B2, I set the time machine back as far as it could go to the moment I lost my mother. I'm going back 3 years to find my mother. This is crazy. What if you end up in another universe where she disappeared? Then I'll break into here and I'll travel again. What about the people who care about you in this universe? What about Steve? You should know better than anyone what it feels like. You've had to choose one person's happiness over another's time and time again. In the timeline you came from, you even chose to kill me. I wish I could have Steve and my mother both at once, but I don't have that choice. I've spent too long wishing she was with me to turn back now. Besides, in this world, I'm a murderer, an arsonist. There's no place for me here. Christina, you're not going to stop me, are you? No, I'm not. Tell Steve I'm sorry and that I love him. Tell him that I hope we meet again somewhere, sometime. But for now, goodbye. Goodbye, and good luck. Thanks. I think I'll need it. And that is the true end, I'm guessing. That was an interesting story. Like it. I like it a lot. We bashed the whole thing out in about 50 minutes. But it was good for what it is. I'll put a link in the description so you can go play it yourself. It's a free game on Newgrounds. So that's cool. That's cool. Thank you for recommending it, Miracle Moon. That was good. There's a few more on Newgrounds that I need to cover as well. A few more short ones. It's surprisingly so many good ones out there just hanging out on sites like this. It's crazy. I've got quite a few more in my little folder up there, which I'll get to eventually. Anyway, that's it here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.